Hello, friends. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite bands, a band called Wire. They were not as huge as a lot of their contemporaries, a lot of other bands around the same time, same kind of genre, I guess. But Wire was sort of outside. They got lumped in with bands that were called punk rock, but I never thought of Wire as punk rock, even though they kind of have some of the elements of what people call punk rock. They had, kind of guitar sound and a kind of a screamy anger to some of their music. But I always felt like they had kind of transcended what was accepted as punk rock at the time, and they were a bit more of an artistic endeavor. Their approach to songwriting was unique and unexpected. They went places in with their music that was unexpected. They did things with the instrumentation that you don't expect to hear in a song like that, like a song that's very short or a song that has just a verse or something like that. This is their album Pink Flag, which I think is a great example of them, and I think you should get it. It's a fantastic album. Colin Newman, singer, songwriter, all these other guys. This one has got that many songs, a whole bunch of songs. All of them are good. They're all really catchy pop songs, I think, with those sort of edgy, angsty guitars. Some people maybe compared them to Gang of Four. There's a little bit of the Stranglers in them too, I think, as far as how the songs are created. The early Stranglers, some other bands that may have been punk rock. I don't know, things like the Buzzcocks, maybe. And in some ways, I think I hear a little bit of bands like XTC in there in some ways. And when you listen to them and listen to XTC, you'll kind of know maybe what I'm talking about. But Wire was in their own category, I think. They had their own sound and their own feeling of what they were trying to do with the music. They weren't just trying to go out there and rock you tonight, or get you pumped up with these anthem, voice of the revolution kind of songs. They were a little darker than that. Colin Newman was more of a he had more of an artistic approach. I know I'm not using that word in a bad way. I'm using it in a way that is good, because he was experimenting. He was pushing the envelope, pushing it a little bit further than some of the other bands who were pushing the envelope. He kind of delved into sound experimentation, and yet they're all very listenable songs. I'm not saying that they were like this bizarre, unlistenable noise band or something. They actually are these fun songs that you're going to listen to. If you haven't heard them and you like that kind of music, you would these guys would be on your list, because their songs are great. They're fun to listen to. I still go back to them. It's not like one of those things that you put on and you feel like you're listening to it because you feel like you're supposed to, because everybody says they're very good, and but yeah, those bands. You know what I'm talking about. But Wire is actually really good. I love listening to them, and they don't sound like any other band. And I know this all sounds confusing and ambiguous, but that's what music is. If you like edgy Gang of Four style, kind of punk rockish kind of stuff, that's got a beat and then you can dance to it, and it's got a hook, it'll get stuck in your head, and it's just great music. Check out Wire. Check out all of Wire's entire catalog. And if you like them, and I think you will, you can follow Colin Newman's solo career too. He did some amazing solo albums. There's one called Commercial Suicide, which I think may have been what the term that he was hearing about his entire career, his career choices. I imagine a lot of record label people were telling him, you need to do this and this and this, or else it's commercial suicide. So he's got tons of fans that will tell you that it wasn't commercial suicide. His work is consistently good all across the decades, and I can't recommend Wire more highly. So check him out, and thanks for listening to me, and I'll talk to you real soon.